What's up, guys and girls? This is James at Looking the Value and CopyMyCrypto.com, talking to you today about the wonderful world of crypto. Going to look at the Bitcoin charts, because obviously Bitcoin sort of leads the market, so we need to see what's going on there in terms of momentum. Combine that as well with recent additional news about Iran banning Bitcoin. Now that is quite an interesting one in terms of, is that creating FUD or not? And I'm going to get into that as well. Before I do, as always, spreadsheets updated. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would crush it in the bull market. You put $100 into each one, you'd be in profit for $26,600 from a $2,600 investment. Not bad. Some coins are really starting to recover well, but Bitcoin leads the way. So we've got to see what's happening there. A few of these, the rest are compounded into projects that are going to do far, far, far better in this bull cycle. Everything's at discount right now. If you're new to crypto, get onto Copy My Crypto. You can get the coins I'm holding at discount prices. Perfect opportunity. Link is in the description. Right. So this is the daily at the moment. Now, Bitcoin is still under the 200-day moving average, which is here, around 40,500. Okay, realistically, we need a close above a daily candle close above the 200-day moving average. That would indicate a real bullish momentum, and I would expect it to really potentially blast off from there. One upside, however, is that at the moment we're closing higher lows. As long as Bitcoin holds north of really 37,500, we're okay. We're still closing higher lows. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. To be honest, actually, we want to close north of 38,300. That would be better. That would be much better. But we need a daily candle north of this 200-day moving average. Once that happens, we should kick into gear. Since the news about Iran has come out, we've seen a little bit of a drop in terms of the value. So if we look at the hourly for Bitcoin, this huge rise over nice big candle, like $1,000 candle, just shy, at 7 a.m. through to 8 a.m. And then we had a huge drop candle. This is basically the same reverse at 2 to 3. The news of Iran came out a little earlier than that. But what's interesting is the news about Iran, because it was only a couple of days ago that there were a lot of media, and like 4 or 5 days ago, a lot of media, mainstream media, was covering the fact that Bitcoin was allowing Iran to avoid sanctions. So look, Reuters, 5 days ago, Iran using crypto mining to lessen the impact of the US sanctions. And that was in a few different places. It was also in The Independent, the UK tabloid. Now, how do you square that now? That's what's quite interesting, is how is Reuters squaring that in terms of, or any mainstream media? How are they going to square it? Because fundamentally, that was basically, well, Bitcoin's bad because it's allowing sanctioned countries to avoid sanctions, right? But now, Iran have banned crypto mining because of power cuts. So again, there's sort of a negative narrative there of, well, Bitcoin's causing power cuts in the country. However, it also means technically that they're now in a position where they can't necessarily avoid the sanctions that you were complaining about previously. But fundamentally, the headline is still negative. It's still negative. So what kind of level of FUD are we going to see? Because, somehow, even when Iran was using crypto, bad thing. When Iran's banned crypto, still a bad thing, just a different spin on it. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, if we look at the half hourly, we are downturning at the moment. We'll see how this half-hour candle closes. But fundamentally, we don't really want to pull back too much from this point. When we're looking at the dailies, like I said, we need to make sure that we're closing above this trend line. But because even if we're closing above the trend line, even if it has a bit of a pullback, it's not too bad, right? But the 200-day moving average is still the target. Still the target. And remember the Twitter thread I showed everyone yesterday. Step 2, pay several contributors to Bloomberg, Forbes, etc. to take on the story site in the article. It's as easy as that. Now content's on lower tier sites and a few tier 1s. This is where you break out the Rolodex and ping every pasty tech writer you've ever bought drinks for a conference and FOMO them in. You're missing the story, dude. It's on Reuters too. You need to publish now. And what we saw with Reuters, the same article, basically, that Reuters published 5 days ago, the Independent published 2 days ago. So now, Reuters has published the article about Iran bans cryptocurrency for 4 months amid power cuts, right? Negative story. This is a problem. Bitcoin's causing blackouts. So it will be interesting to see how long it takes for sites like papers like the Independent or websites like the Independent and others to start publishing the same Reuters story. Is that going to start getting picked up mainstream? If it does, are we looking at a price manipulation again? Because we have talked, like everyone has commented about the potential for this being a bull trap, and it's definitely possible. Like I've said this before, I think we're in bullish territory, and I still think there could be another correction before a run again. But the run itself, I don't believe is done. There's no evidence. There's still a lot of buying happening. There's still a lot of. a lot of the altcoins are gaining momentum again, but capitulates and corrects. All of the altcoins will do the same. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But with everything that's happening over the next year, it seems so unlikely that this is going to be the end of a bull cycle. I still, like I say, correction could still come, a bigger, deeper correction down to 30, down to 25,000 per Bitcoin. But after that, we should still see everyone buying up at those prices, or certainly institutions buying up at those prices, again scaring off the new investors, and then the price runs again. But yeah, the whole market does feel like it's shaping up very much like 2013 at the moment. And currently, with Bitcoin's sort of price movement, again, that's the daily. If we go back to even the 30 minutes, we're seeing definitely a downturn. Definitely a downturn. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But not overly promising for how the day is going to close. I think we're going to see more dips from here. The last few candles have been quite brutal. So yeah, still have faith in the market, still happy to continue investing. But pick your dips. Make sure you're not going all in on one dip, because there could be a few more still to come. Like I say, latest FUD is a combo job somehow. Like I say, Iran using crypto to avoid sanctions is a bad thing. Iran banning crypto is a bad thing because it's causing blackouts. There's no winning for Bitcoin here. So it feels like there's going to be another run of negative stories, and we know that they're coming from somewhere. In the way that they're spun, Iran has done this. Like the president has said, they're banning because obviously with COVID and everything. But so this is actually new news. Yeah. So he said today, country is banning until September 22nd. So it's not like it's stopping. It's saying until September 22nd. So that's it. That's it. That's all that's happening at the moment. We'll see if FUD plays a role, but it's, as we see the candles, we could have a deep close today, and it could be there could be a momentum of correction now coming. So if you're continuing to get into crypto, make sure you dollar cost averaging in all the way through. If you're holding off for a deeper correction, fair enough. I do still believe there's a hell of a chance of a correction down to about 25 grand before a big recovery. But I still believe big recovery is on the cards, guys. Either way, I'm hoping we're going to start seeing a more desensitized audience from these FUD stories. You know, if we all keep remembering how FUD works, if you're new to crypto and you're looking at how FUD works, remind yourself of it constantly, stay calm, because there's a reason that these sites are doing this. There's an influence behind it, and let's hope that we see a recovery. But either way, I still feel there's going to be a recovery. Most of the technicals still suggest, along with fundamentals, along with buying power and what's happening, most of it suggests that the bull market's not done, and there's going to be plenty of opportunity here. But everyone has to do their own thing. You've got to think through what you're prepared to do in terms of this market. Me personally, like I say, I've got money separated into USDT and USDC, and whenever I think there's a good buying opportunity, I'll buy the dips. And if you're on Copy My Crypto, you'll be told about that as well. And yeah, if you're new to crypto, get onto Copy My Crypto and make some gains. Like I say, these coins that I'm holding are gems and they're discounted prices right now. And it's a real opportunity for you to substantially grow your investments. Anyway, that's it for me. Take care. Bye-bye.